Hi, sixth grade. Let's go through and correct our multiplication fractions error analysis sheet. So the first one was 1/4 times 6/8. And first of all, what we're supposed to do is rework the problem. So I'm going to write 1/4 times 6/8. And then I'm going to look and see if I can cross cancel, which I can do this way. So I'm going to make this smaller and divide 4 by 2 to make a 2. Divide 6 by 2 and make a 3. So then my new fraction is 1/2 times 3/8. And then I multiply across. So 1 times 3 is 3. 2 times 8 is 16. So my final answer is 3/16. And our first person here, the student that worked on this, did get 3/16. But what they did is they made these numbers bigger and they found common denominators like you do when you're adding or subtracting fractions. And we don't need to do that when we multiply. We actually want to make our problem smaller. So the problem here was the student had the right answer. However, they made the problem harder. They found common denominators that are not needed. Okay. And then to share a strategy is, let's say, make the fraction smaller not larger before you multiply. Okay, so that's what I would write. If you need to pause the video so you can copy these answers down, that is fine with me. You could also, if your answer is similar to what I have, leave your answer the way it is as long as it's similar. I'm okay with that. Or check with your pod teacher and they can double check and make sure your answer makes sense. All right, we're going to go on to the next one. So the next problem they had on here was 7/9 times 6/9. And they multiplied across. So let's go ahead and solve this problem. 7/9 times 6/9. And I can cross cancel going this way and divide these both by 3. So my new equation could be 7/3 times 2/9. When I go across, I get 14/27. And that would be my final answer. When our people did this here, when our student did it up here, what did they do with the bottom? This is where our problem is, right here. They took and they just left the denominator the same. And when we multiply fractions, we need to multiply the top numbers together and multiply the bottom numbers together. So the problem here was the student did not multiply the bottom numbers. Or we can call them the denominators. Okay. Share a strategy. Multiply both numbers across. The top and bottom. All right, if you need to pause to fix that one, you may do so, and then we will go on to the next page. So if you need to pause, pause, and I'm going to roll on. All right, the next problem was 8 times 2/3. So I am going to rework the problem the way I know how. So I know if I have a whole number, I need to put that over 1. And then right now I can't cross cancel, so I'm just going to multiply across. 8 times 2 is 16. 3 times 1 is 3. And then if I take 16 divided by 3, that would be 5, minus 15 is 1. So I would get 5 1/3 as my final answer. What this student did is they took 8 times 2 and 8 times 3. They forgot to put the whole number over a 1. So the student forgot to put the whole number over 1 before multiplying. Because they took and multiplied both numbers by 8, which you don't want to do. So my fact would be always place whole numbers over 1 before multiplying. Okay, and if you need to pause for that, that's great. If you are finished with all your work, then you may go on and finish your ALEKS homework from Monday if you did not complete that, and that was listed as fractions number 2. If you are done with that, you can make sure you get 10 ALEKS topics completed for this week. A lot of people have not been getting 10 topics done. Also, remember, if you do more than 10 topics, I give you 1 extra credit point for every 3 topics over 10. That's a good way to kind of bump your grade up if you're looking for a little bit of extra points. So have a great day. Thank you, 6th grade.